Hello and welcome to another episode of Die Rollin. I'm the ever excitable Adam, and today I'm unboxing Resident Evil 3, the board game. So this is from Steamforged Games, and look at this. This just looks great fun. I previously played Resident Evil 2, the board game, the base game, all the way through its entirety for the YouTube channel, and you can check out the entire run that I did on that in the solo section. So I'm really excited to get Resident Evil 3, the board game, to the table because I'm essentially going to paint all of these guys up and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, do an entire solo run through of the campaign. So stick with me if you want to see that. So let's take a look. Nothing on the inside of the box. And then we have this nice little sheet here saying the game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore, which you used to get when you would load up the computer game. And on the back, we've got, this is essentially our city, I think. I think this is Racoon City, and this is what we're going to be unlocking as we go through the game. I'm a little disappointed that's a piece of paper as opposed to like a piece of card or something, because you could easily damage that, but oh well, we are where we are. Then we've got a little advert for some expansions in here. So we've got the City of Ruin and the Last Escape. The City of Ruin gives you some more miniatures, 11 hours of new gameplay, a new type of nemesis to come across, and the adult gravedigger. And then you've got the Last Escape, which gives you a couple more miniatures. So essentially, permanent death comes in here. Wow. Interesting. I might have to have a look at those. Okay, then we have the Beast of the Rulebook. So let's take out a quick look. Nice quick reference sheet on the back there. There's 31 pages to go through to learn for all this. And yeah, the rulebook is really well laid out. I've already read the PDF of this online, so I'm not sure if there's going to be any differences, so I'll have to go through here. We've got essentially our first kind of introduction scenario there, which will teach you the basics of the game, before you then are taken through all the new nuances and stuff like that. There's the city. And yeah, so essentially the previous one, you were going around essentially, not dungeon crawling, but you were going through a particular level that was laid out for you. This time around, you've got the city to explore, and you're going to be choosing which order you're going to be kind of tackling these levels out. So as you can see down here, you start off with a couple unlocked, and then once you do this particular mission, you might then unlock the next mission, or you might unlock a mission around here. So yeah, this tells you about the campaign, and then these particular levels here, these are all of the different levels you're going to be encountering, and there's a ton in here. So with the campaign tracker at the back, what you've got in your item box, and which scenarios are locked and unlocked, etc. So yeah, you've got a ton in there, and I'm just going to pick one at random so you can have a look. So the top here, you've got essentially your level layout where you're going to put the tiles, and then the different colors on here indicate what kind of difficulty you're going to be facing in there. So there's these encounter tables here, and a yellow, amber, and red. You're essentially going to be rolling a dice, and you're going to see what comes out in that table. So if you were on the yellow one and you rolled a 6, it'd be empty. But if you're on the amber one, you'd have restless there at the end of the character's tension phase. Replace each corpse on this tile with a zombie, and in red you get 2 zombies. So obviously it's a lot worse as you get higher up. So yeah, that's the campaign book, and there looks like there are quite a few campaigns in there. And then we have the tiles themselves here. So there was a lot of criticism over the last game's tiles because they're very dark, very hard to make out, and they've gone back over this, so you can really see a lot of detail in there. So yeah, it looks pretty good, and I'm fairly certain these things here are to represent what difficulty the zone is that you're going into. So on my previous run, they didn't actually have these in that one, so I had to use noise tokens from Zombicide to kind of remind myself that when I went into a particular zone, I'd be rolling off a different encounter chart. Whereas this time, I'll know if the yellow's on there, I'll be rolling off the yellow, and if this one's here, I assume that's the amber. But yeah, really nice kind of tiles here, nice artwork on there. Reversible tiles as always, so you've got like the indoor kind of areas here, and then on the other side you've got some external areas, so that's pretty cool. And we've got some stairs there. Our second lot of tiles here, so we've got like a kind of, what would you call that? I don't know. That's, well, you've got this particular area anyway. So yeah, really nice. And they look like they've come straight out of the computer game as well, which is really nice. I mean, that does not look like it ended well for whoever that is. And the city of Racoon City is absolutely just falling apart. We've got the police department here, which is an area you can go and explore. Locked manhole cover. So yeah, we've got quite a few of these little tiles to kind of punch out. I'll get through some more here. Some more lovely artwork there. And yeah, straight off the bat, I've got to say the artwork is vastly improved in this version for the tiles. It looks absolutely great. We've got these item kind of tokens you'll be picking up. The C deck having some very special stuff in it. And we've got our typewriters there so we can save our progress / shuffle up the tension deck. And then we've got, so these are our characters' health kind of boards here. They were a lot bigger in the last one, I seem to recall. We've got some doors, we've got some gates, we've got these are going to be constructed fairly soon by myself, these dials, so that I can essentially show how many ammo's left for my guys. We've got some more of these kind of dials here. Some rising fear tokens, which you're going to be adding on some particular tiles. We've got some damage tokens here. More doors, some corpse tokens up the top there. A key, a kind of campaign kind of map. A token there. We've got fire tokens here. One large token there. And we've got these special kind of color tokens here. I'm not quite sure what they're there for. And we've got the boss tracker there. Oh, and we've just easily coming out there. And then we've got another large tile here. So after we've got through that, we've got our miniatures to get to. Nothing on the bottom of the box. So let's have a quick look through all the miniatures. So straight away, let's take a look at the big bad we're going to be facing. This is Nemesis himself, Stars. I'm going to have to keep saying that every time he appears. That's him in his regular kind of mode with his rocket launcher. So I believe that he's just going to keep turning up every now and again to try to take us out. And we've got these kind of sewer dwelling chaps here. We've got the corpse, the gravedigger, I think it was. Gravedigger, nice kind of like detail on the base there. You've got like these bricks and stuff. He's kind of come through the floor. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that guy. I'm sorry, I'm just going to call him a graboid. It's as simple as that. We've got another one of these kind of bug creatures. Then let's take a look at our zombies. So we've got 3 different zombie sculpts, I think. So we've got this chap here who's reaching out. And I might actually use some of the miniatures from the Resident Evil 2 game because they will be compatible. And it gives me a bit more variety with our zombie types. Plus I get to put Will in there as well because I painted up a Will version. Maybe I can do one for Jamie and Christopher and myself maybe. And we have another pretty ghastly zombie there as well. We've got some zombie dogs. I already have these from Resident Evil 2, but these are some new sculpts here. So we've got those guys. And you can't really see the detail very well on these, but you can just kind of see his ribcage sticking out there. So we've got these dogs, and then we also have these like, I think these dogs are on fire, maybe. I don't know. So we've got these guys. There's some space here. I'm not quite sure what this... Maybe these are for tokens? I don't know. Let's take a look at our cards. And of course, we have dice underneath, which is always good. So let's have a quick look through some of these cards and see how easy they are to get into. And I can tell you from the offset, they are not very easy to get into at all. There's no easy open option on here. You're just trying to get this plastic off, and the plastic is very kind of cellophane it's in is very very tight. Will I have to resort to my teeth to get in here? I don't know. I hope not. Okay, I'm going to have to use some scissors to get in here. Or a knife. We're going for a knife. Okay, so they were not easy to open whatsoever. So this is our tension deck here. You can tell because you've got these doors here, and you're going to be going through each of these areas and finding whether it's all clear or lots of all clears here, which is nice. We've also got like these different symbols at the bottom of these, and these actually refer to special things on the enemies you're going to be coming across. So all the greens seem to be all clear, which is quite nice. Then we have things like lurching gate. You'll have to apologize for this isn't blood, this is paint. Been doing Zombicide Invader painting up. So we've essentially got these kind of symbols which will relate to things on people's cards. But yeah, we've got a ton of these different different things that happen depending on depending on what we find. We've got, let's have a quick look. Got a couple more all clear cards there. And then we've got our 4 hero characters. So Jill Valentine is our first hero here. She has reposition. If Jill rolls a full evade when performing an attack, after the attack is resolved, she may be placed in an adjacent square. Last escape, the first time Jill becomes unconscious during a scenario, place her health track on danger instead, and then place her in an adjacent square. I didn't actually get these guys out to have a look at, so we'll do those in a minute. We got Nikolai Genovev? I have to learn that before I do this. Once per scenario, Nikolai may shuffle 2 amber tension cards back into the draw pile from the discard pile. Concealed supply, at the start of each scenario, Nikolai may draw a card from the item A deck and place it in his inventory. Oh, he's pretty cool, so he's prepared. Carlos Oliveira, combat veteran. After performing an attack, Carlos may use an ammunition item for the weapon used in the attack without spending an action. Resourceful, Carlos gains 1 additional point of ammunition when he reloads with a gunpowder item. And then finally is Mikhail Victor. Tough, when Mikhail suffers 2 or more damage from an attack, reduce damage by 1. Battle hardened, Mikhail only suffers damage from fire tokens on a roll of umbrella symbol, which is the 1 on the dice. So yeah, that's our 4 characters we're playing the game with. Let's actually take a quick look at their miniatures. So we've got this guy here. Looks pretty cool. We've got Jill Valentine there. And I'm fairly certain you get some different sculpts of these in the Kickstarter version. We've got this chap. And then Carlos. So there are heroes there. Let's go back to the cards now. So we've got these cards here, which I think are the Nemesis cards. Oh no, these are story cards. So we'll come up to points and we'll find a token and we'll pull these out and it'll tell us what to do. I don't want to reveal these because I don't want to spoil the surprise of coming across these as I play it. let's take a look at all the monsters we have in the game. So starting off, we have a zombie, and it's a different design from the previous cards from Resident Evil 2. I might do a comparison between them. This is essentially their kind of fear factor, their movement, and their health. This is essentially the one with the highest kind of threat value even will attack. And this is their attack kind of value. Or we've got a disease zombie here. It's got a special ability there. When this enemy is killed, all models in the same square suffer 1 damage. We have Drain Demos. Wall Crawler. This enemy ignores fire tokens when moving and determining line of sight. This enemy does not suffer damage from fire tokens. Zombie Dogs. Predatory Instinct. This enemy ignores fire tokens when determining line of sight for its special attacks. We have Nemesis Stage 1. Another Nemesis Stage 1, because essentially he's got 3 different cards for this, because he will basically change up each time he comes into there. And the special rule card here, so Resilient, this enemy cannot suffer push effects. If a tension card with a trivial pursuit thing, effect box symbol is drawn, and this enemy is not on the same tile as a character, place this enemy on the same tile as the active character on the closest spawn. Or the closest spawn, sorry. Variable, when Nemesis Stage 1 spawns, use a reference card that matches the current city danger level. So, yeah, essentially those 3 cards I showed you, these all depend on which level you're at for the city kind of danger level. And when the city danger goes, when the city danger goes too kind of high, that's the end of the game. We have another zombie here. I've got 2 zombie cards. Or did I just pick that up? Maybe I just picked that up. I think I picked that up, guys. So we also have some special cards for... We've got the Gravedigger, who's a boss. After resolving a behavior card where the Gravedigger was unable to attack, immediately resolve the From Below reference card, which is this thing here. Place the Gravedigger in the same square as the next character to activate on this tile and push it against any character in that space. So yeah, he's essentially got his own deck of cards. And then the Nemesis Stage 2 has its own deck of cards as well, which essentially will, we'll keep you on your toes. You're not quite sure what he's going to do next. Okay, let's take a quick look at the dice. I mean, we are die rolling after all. So the dice are much nicer than the previous one, I have to say. Do we have an umbrella symbol on here? Yes, we do. Oh, that's so good. So there's some other symbols on here I'm not used to from the previous game. So they've added some new kind of mechanics in here, which is pretty fun. So we've got those dice there. And we've got 2 lots of small item cards here. Oh, I'm going to have to try and get into these, which are going to be an absolute pain in the bum. So we have our item cards here, some B cards here. So we've got a toolbox, flip an archway token in this square to the barricade side, which is something essentially to stop the enemies coming through. We've got a Western custom M37 parts. Place this character's shotgun card with a Western custom M37 card. Western custom M37 use this character's shotgun ammunition dial. We've got a fire hose, some first aid sprays, which always come in handy. And yeah, that's it for that little part of there. We have our different locations, and there's an unlocked side and a locked side. So these are all going to be coming out as we play the game and discover them. We've also got these cards here, which essentially we'll put down to say doors are locked. And they're double-sided, so that on the other side, there's different items that you are going to need to unlock particular cards. The A deck has a bunch of items in here. So first aid sprays, green herbs, loads of herbs, red herbs, ink reels, handgun bullets, gunpowders, so you can essentially make your own ammo, I believe. Gunpowder Bs, gunpowder Cs, grenade rounds, shotgun shells, magnum bullets, and assault rifle bullets. That's just one of the decks. We've got this other deck here to get through as well. And then that's pretty much it. So we have the S deck, which I believe is for starting stuff. So we've got handguns here. And essentially that's how much ammo they start with. Their line of sight, you're rolling one dice when you're shooting. And if you get that particular icon, it's a pushback. If you get that icon, it does 1 damage. And this is rapid fire, so you can basically spend more ammo to shoot it. So we've got a couple of handguns here. Some first aid sprays, some handgun bullets. Knives, which are always handy to have. And then we've got some more items in the B deck. So we've got a shotgun, which is a lot more powerful. So we've got a couple of those. We've got an assault rifle, which is using the red dice to roll with, so that's very powerful. A grenade launcher, same. An Eagle 6.0. There's 2 of those in the deck. Western Custom N37, Magnum, Eagle parts. So essentially you're going to be using these to create those really cool weapons. And then we've got all the items you're going to need to unlock stuff with. Some lighter fluid, an old key, stars key, sapphire, emerald, scrap of paper, rusted hex crank, fire hook, future compass. So these are all kind of items you're going to need to unlock certain things as the game goes on. And then we have our C kind of cards here. Were they C cards as well? They were just B, weren't they? Yeah, they were just B. So first aid spray, precinct key, battery, lighter, first aid box, stars ID card, square crank, machine oil, bolt cutters, fuse, power cable, oil additive. And that's it. That's everything you get in the Resident Evil 3, the board game. If you like the looks of this, then stay tuned to the channel because I will be doing a complete playthrough of the entire campaign from start to finish using everything that comes in the base game. I might chuck in some miniatures from Resident Evil 2 as well. And I will also be painting all of these miniatures up so they look fairly okay for our run through. Thanks for watching this, guys. If you like the looks of this, then please leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know any other games you'd like to see me do solo playthroughs for. And you can find this game readily available from pretty much anywhere now. This isn't the Kickstarter edition. This is just a base retail edition that you can pick up. Thanks for watching. I've been the ever excitable Adam. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Until next time, guys, stay safe and keep rolling.